Hey guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. If you're new here, my name is Patrick Service and I'm a 24-year-old chef. Today we have another cooking video. I'm going to be showing you how to make bakes. Some countries call it floats, some call it Johnny cakes, but I'm Dominican and we call it bakes. Everything you'll be needing will be down in the description box below. So let's get into the video. Don't forget to like, share and subscribe to my YouTube channel and turn on the notification bell so you won't miss my next upload. These bakes are so fluffy and moist and they come together so easily. So let's get started, guys. For today's recipe, we'll be using 1 3/4 cups of flour, 1.5 teaspoon of baking powder, 1.5 teaspoon of margarine or butter, half teaspoon of salt, 1/4 cup of brown sugar, 1 tablespoon of milk. Any milk is accepted. I'm using almond milk today, but you could use dairy milk or any other milk of your preference. 1 tablespoon of oil, any neutral oil works, half cup of warm water, not cold water but warm water, an additional flour, about 1/4 cup of flour for dusting or if your dough is too sticky. Add your sugar to your warm water and stir for a bit until everything is dissolved. Don't worry if everything is not dissolved right now, you can set it aside. The warm water will eventually melt down the crystals, so it will be a lot smaller. Doing this first just helps you with the kneading process. It will be a lot less time than if you add the sugar right away. To your flour, you're going to add your butter, salt, baking powder, and oil. Mix that properly until you do not get any large butter particles. So this will take about a minute or two. This is not a long process. Just mix this until you're comfortable. Then we're going to add our wet ingredients. Add your milk, your sugar and water mixture, and mix well. As you can see, some of the sugar did not dissolve fully, but they are so small that the kneading process will not take any additional time. So just mix this together. If your dough is a little bit too sticky, just add a little bit of the additional flour that we have. So it is up to you to judge how your dough is, but we do not want this dough to be very wet and we do not want it to be very dry at all. So if your dough is a little bit sticky, then it is perfect. We're going to put this dough on a floured surface and knead this for about a minute, and then we're going to set it aside to rest for about 10 minutes. Resting your dough is very important, okay? But you can actually shorten this time to about 5 minutes if you're in a rush. It doesn't do that much, but it actually makes the dough a lot more moist and soft. And it is also a lot easier to work with. So we're going to divide this dough into 6 individual pieces, and then we're going to roll this and set aside for about 10 minutes as well. However you choose to roll your dough right now is totally up to you. Once you get this formed into a ball, then it is totally fine. So we're going to get back our bowl and place them in there, set a damp towel above them and set that aside for 10 minutes. After 10 minutes, this is how your dough will be looking. It is very shiny and smooth. Flour your surface lightly and then we're going to roll them. I prefer rolling my dough and it makes it very much more seamless than when you use your hands because you have indentations into the dough with your fingers and this can cause deformation in your dough when you're frying them, but when you use a rolling pin, it is a lot more even. So this is me using my hands. I'm just using my fingers to flatten out the ends and the middle with my other hand, and I'm using my thumb to lightly press against the dough so that I get a uniform circle. But your fingertips will actually cause indents into that dough, which would get a less prettier outcome, but a rolling pin, you'll always have an even shape. I always recommend that you pat the dough down with your hands so that some of the indents that you might have created will be flattened out. So we're going to move on and roll out all of these doughs and then we're going to start frying. You can make a bigger batch of this recipe by simply multiplying all the ingredients to your desired number, and this recipe also holds in the fridge for about 5 to 7 days. I'm going to show you an example of the 2 different doughs. The one on the left is done by hand, the one on the right is done with the rolling pin. So you can see certain indents in the one with rolled by hand, so this is why I recommended a rolling pin. In your pan of hot oil, you're going to fry your bakes. They will puff up 90% of the time, but if you're having any difficulties, I'm going to show you a little trick to get them to puff up very quickly. You just spoon over some hot oil onto the bakes and they'll puff up very quickly, but be very careful because you could burn yourself. So you just put them onto the dough and you will see how they start to puff up immediately. So they will start to puff up and continue to rise. But just in case you have one that is not puffing up, this is what you can do. Depending on how brown you like your bakes is totally up to you, but I just like mine's golden brown, not too dark. So I'm only frying them for about 2 minutes, but you can fry them for about a minute longer. But after 2 minutes, your dough should be properly cooked inside and fluffy, and you can stuff them with whatever you like. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe, and turn on the post notification bell so you do not miss any of my weekly uploads. Thanks for watching.